What is up, YouTube? That's it here, bringing you 3 awesome battles I played on ladder the past few days. Going to be leading off against Crystal Ninetales, who has a pretty standard team, but with 2 Pokemon that drastically change the way the team plays, and I actually really like Froslass, but I'll get to that in a sec. So we're going to see Kangaskhan, Bisharp, Landorus. That is a super standard core you're going to see at every single VGC. I mean, Kangaskhan is the best Mega, best thing to pair it with is Bisharp, and the best Scarf user is obviously going to be Landorus. He's also going to have a Rotom Wash in there for just the extra team synergy. Rotom pairs well with Landorus, Rotom pairs well with Kangaskhan. Great Pokemon there. We're then going to see a Froslass, and Froslass is a very unique Pokemon right now. It's pretty much fulfilling the role that we see Aaron Zhang's Gengar fulfill. It's going to be that Sash Pokemon, be leading with Kangaskhan that has a stabbed Icy Wind now. Also gets that super strong Shadow Ball. It gets a couple other moves Gengar doesn't get, and I really think that Froslass might be able to overtake Gengar in that support role that we see people like to pair with Mega Kangaskhan. Last but not least, we're going to see Torkoal on his team. Torkoal is pretty much, I really think this guy has like an Assault Vest, but I couldn't have been sure. And I just think Torkoal fulfills that like bulky fire type role very well. It's kind of like a Heatran, but it can definitely eat those earthquakes in the face. Kind of like an Entei, but not as strong. So I think that Torkoal is a Pokemon, Ray Rizzo used Torkoal, and he really thinks that's a great Pokemon. And I just think this Pokemon has potential, but if you're already trying to do something new with a Froslass, I think you're better off going with like a Heatran or an Entei for that role. Anyways, after that super long explanation of my opponent's really cool, innovative team, we're just going to hop right into it. So, leading off is going to be my Aegislash, and I'm pairing Aegislash with Zapdos. This is one of my favorite leads. It allows me to Tailwind up if they're going for like a Landorus, AoE lead, or if they're going for Kangaskhan, I have my Aegislash, so I'm not really scared of him. So we see leads Kangaskhan Froslass. Like I said, that's the standard lead because Froslass is fulfilling, that kind of Gengarish support role. And we're going to start off turn 1 with me going for a Protect. So going to completely bypass all damage this turn. We're going to see him go for that really expected Icy Wind. I probably could have just Wide Guarded and been fine. But the reason why I Protect with Zapdos was because I didn't want to eat a Fake Out. He actually goes for Double Edge instead, which is quite daring. And then he's going to eat a Flash Cannon for my Aegislash and get a special D-drop. So very fortunate for me that happened. Now he can go down to a Thunderbolt, maybe even like a high-end Flash Cannon. So to start out turn 2, we're going to see him switch out into that Torkoal. This is what really makes me think that Torkoal is Assault Vested. So we're going to pop a King Shield just to be safe, and we actually scout the Shadow Ball from Froslass, because, most Gengars actually don't carry Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb anymore, so it's, well, they at least don't carry Shadow Ball, so we see Shadow Ball, which is a good tell, and we see my Thunderbolt do, like, no damage to that Torkoal, so, man, that thing is so bulky, and, of course, my Zapdos is going to get confused. Always hits itself confusion. That's the 3rd move on the Froslass, so we have to know the last move is probably something gimmicky. It has to be something gimmicky, and, it's this turn that I definitely expect that to happen. So, I really think he's going to go for some, like, YOLO play. So I figured my Zapdos might as well, you'll see it next turn. So we're going to go Shield form, pop a King Shield, because obviously I don't want to eat a Shadow Ball in the face or a Heat Wave. Not this turn. And we're going to see Froslass go for a Destiny Bond. So Destiny Bond makes me KO it if I actually make contact. I decide to play it safe and pop a Tailwind, knowing that, like, Torkoal has almost no kill power on Zapdos. So I realized Tailwind is completely free in this matchup, and I think it was generally the right option. So Zapdos is going to be confused. It's going to try to attack, and I'm going to go for a Heat Wave, taking out the Froslass. I know I'm going to go down to the Destiny Bond, but Froslass can one-shot both my Pokemon anyways. I'm pretty sure he went for a Shadow Ball on one of my Pokemon, so I feel like taking out is definitely the right idea. And I'm going to go into Blade form, pop a Shadow Ball, actually not get the kill on Torkoal, and that's going to leave me wide open for a Heat Wave. So on turn 5, I do have a Tailwind up. There is a Torkoal at 4%, but I am down 2-1 right now. Torkoal is pretty much useless, but he's going to send his Kangaskhan out, and I'm going to send out my Kangaskhan. So it's time for the battle of the super strong, most broken Pokemon to ever come out in the series, Megas. And remember, I do have a Tailwind up, so I can pretty much do whatever I want. We're going to see his Kangaskhan actually go for Protect. Remember, we saw Fake Out first turn, and so I made a call to actually go and attack the Kangaskhan with both of my Pokemon. Just hoping that I could get a pickup there, because I didn't really think he'd have Protect, because most players don't have Protect and Fake Out on their Kangaskhan's. He's then going to reply with a Heat Wave from his Torkoal, actually picking up the burn on my Rotom, which is quite unfortunate. So, I definitely feel like I'm losing, but I still have one turn left to Tailwind. I'm going to pick up the KO on his Kangaskhan, and we already know that I am faster than Torkoal, so Rotom is going to be left just to go for a Volt Switch and take that guy out too. So like I said, I was down a Pokemon. Now, because of my Tailwind, I am up a Pokemon, and it really doesn't matter what my opponent sends out, because there's no way any Pokemon can really take out both of mine. He decides to go with Bisharp as his last Pokemon. It's probably the best option, because if he crit with the Sucker Punch, I could have potentially maybe died if he hit high end or something. But the odds are not in his favor, and he goes down. We also saw that he had a Life Orb on that Bisharp, obviously because Froslass had the Sash. So that guy had a really, really cool team, and I actually think that I might use Froslass in later teams this season because I've always liked Froslass a lot. Very fast. Stabbing that ice type is actually really good. It has a bunch of little gimmicky moves that Gengar doesn't get. So Froslass might actually see play at the later half of this year, so watch out for that. Going into the next game, let's just, there we go. You're fighting off against Mittens Animator, who is another really standard team, has the actual Gengar here, no Froslass, but he has Mega Mawile, Amoonguss, Hydreigon, Suicune, and Landorus. So another super standard team from one of my opponents. I just really have to check the Amoonguss. I always really don't like fighting Amoonguss, so we're going to see me lead with a team that definitely puts a hard check to the Amoonguss. So we're going to lead with Zapdos, we're going to lead with that Gardevoir. Two Pokemon that have super effective moves on Amoonguss. I think these are the only Pokemon in my team that have super effective moves on Amoonguss. So we're going to see Gengar Amoonguss. And he's probably thinking that his Gengar is going to get targeted by stuff if he doesn't protect. So he actually goes for the Protect first turn. I completely ignore the Gengar and decide to go for a super effective Stab Psyshock with my full modest Gardevoir and then a Heat Wave to follow it up. So my plan there was to eat whatever the Gengar was going to do. He's probably just going to like Icy Wind, break its sash for the Heat Wave, and pick up a KO on Amoonguss. So definitely the game is going in my favor at this point. We're then going to see I'm going to Ally Switch. I know the animation looks very weird on Showdown, but what it does is it switches the positions of both my Pokemon. It's like a priority 3 move. So it makes my Zapdos eat the Sludge Bomb, and it makes my Gardevoir eat the Draco Meteor, which allows me to get a free Tailwind off. Very, very good turn from me, and this pretty much just guarantees my victory. I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, pick up the KO on Hydreigon, actually. I was not expecting that. And break the Gengar Sash, and then my Zapdos is going to follow up with a Thunderbolt on Gengar. So, Ally Switch has completely won me this game. This is a very, very fast game, and I just wanted to show you guys how, sticking to a plan and, smart play can definitely just steamroll a game for you. My plan this game was to go for quick KO on Amoonguss, and then Ally Switch when he sent out his choice Dragon-type Pokemon, and then just win the game from there, which is exactly what happened. So, you saw that he sends out Mawile as his last Pokemon, but he already forfeited. There's no way Mawile is killing all 4 of my Pokemon. So, great game from me. Ally Switch is an awesome move, and we're going to move on to Game 3. Alright. There we go. So, this game, I know I always like to do like a joke game for the last game. We're going to be against Kajarkukul or whatever that guy's name is. He has an Avalugg at his team. I think that's what that thing's called. Avalugg. So, Avalugg, Thundurus, Cresselia. There is a Mawile behind that Metagross right there. I know it's so hard to see. I don't know if he did that intentionally. Then a Metagross and a Garchomp. So, what am I thinking when I see this team? I'm thinking Trick Room, number 1. Number 2, tons of AoE. So, I'm going to lead with something super slow and has Wide Guard. Well, I don't know if I lead with it, but we'll get right into the replay. We're going to see Zapdos, Landorus. Yeah, like I said, I don't lead with it, but I definitely do bring it. So, pretty much my heavy AoE versus his heavy AoE. I'm going to try my best to not let him get a Trick Room up. That is my full plan here. And we're going to see a pretty decent Intimidate go off on that Garchomp. So he's going to withdraw. He really doesn't want to eat an HP Ice, which is the probably correct play to do there. Goes into his Avalugg instead. And I go for a Thunderbolt on Cresselia, actually picking up the Para, which is, I think, really hilarious. And a knockoff. So I tried to KO it before he got his Trick Room off. I actually don't get the KO, but I get the Para. So very unfortunate for him. I'm kind of sorry that happened, but what are you going to do? I then try to pop a Heat Wave. Remember, I'm taking tons of Life Orb damage here, but pick up the KO on Cresselia and does a decent amount to Avalugg, and then a Rock Slide, and it's actually not going to pick up the KO. He took like more damage from Heat Wave than from Rock Slide. He's going to follow up with a critical hit Avalanche, and it's not even going to pick up the KO on my Zapdos, so kind of sucks to be him. Garchomp is going to come back out here, but at this point, I'm not really scared of Garchomp, so it really doesn't matter what he sends out. We're then going to see him switch out for Metagross. He doesn't want to waste his Avalugg yet. I don't really know why he switched, but he goes for a Rock Slide, and it's going to KO my Zapdos, do decent damage to my Landorus, and then we're going to see him take Life Orb damage, which is pretty important. We're then going to see him, we're going to see my my Landorus, sorry, go for a really strong Earthquake. Remember, he swapped in his Metagross, so that guy's taking a huge amount of damage. And then come in, turn 4 with my Aegislash, pop a Wide Guard. That's the best move in this situation here. And Rock Slide's not going to work. I was just feeling he was going to go for Rock Slide because there's no other move that Garchomp could use that would actually have any type of way for him to win the game. So Earthquake's going to pick up the KO on both his Pokemon. I'm really happy I went with Wide Guard there. Obviously, I'm protecting my Aegislash from my own Earthquake, and I just had a feeling that the Garchomp was going to try and go for the Rock Slide hacks and like try to like make a comeback with Metagross. So I feel that was a really good turn. I felt that was a pretty good game. I don't know why he had an Avalugg in his team, but got lucky, stopped the Trick Room with a Thunderbolt. That usually never happens. And yeah, picked up the win. So thank you guys for watching this game. I had a blast. I guess it was 3 games. Anyways, if you guys like that I'm doing 3 games instead of 1, please leave a comment below, and I'll definitely continuing it this way. If you like just watching 1 game and that's it, also leave a comment there. I like hearing your responses. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.